A blank. Interesting. I have a blank screen. But why do they hate me? I don't know. Right. So Joseph messaged you. Right. Okay. I'm going to close that. Installation. Launch Zoom. I think I can probably close that. I'm just going to close those. So I haven't restream. So let me. This meeting is being live streamed. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, it is live, but I don't think I haven't enabled anything yet. So let me just, right. Let's save that. I thought I should be live by now. I don't know.
Yeah, you are live.
Yeah, but I thought I should see myself on Restream as well, but it's not. Oh, technology, what to do? Right. So I should be live on LinkedIn, but I'm not seeing that either. So
Let me, I will check on my LinkedIn, see if it's if you're live or not. Yes.
it says I'm live, and I've selected everything that's live. So I'm supposed to be coming up. I'm on my. Well, I've already started the meeting.
Yeah, you are live. But
I'm
we are
live?
like, yeah, we are live, but we are kind of delaying. I don't know why.
What do you mean delaying?
I don't know. It's the screen is like, I don't know. It's showing some kind of delaying, I think. But you are,
It's showing live on my screen.
yeah.
Don't worry about it, Mike. Just keep going. You're fine. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hello.
Live stream. Okay, let me try sharing my screen. I'm going to share. So, share sound, optimize the video, and let's share. Okay. So, how's that? Let's see. Okay, now everybody else has disappeared.
Hi, my name is Tim Sales. Do you know that there are very specific differences in what the poor, the middle class, and the wealthy buy with their money on payday? It's so simple yet so different it nearly knocked me out of my chair when I finally understood it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and you can evaluate for yourself why the wealthy keep getting wealthier and the poor keep getting poorer and the middle class are stressed out. To understand this, I need to make sure you understand some basic business terms in the way that I'm using them. The words that you need to know are income, which means money you bring in, expenses, which means money you spend, assets, which is the most confusing one. An asset is defined as something that pays you. If you're an accountant or a financial planner, I just raised your eyebrows a little because the traditional definition of an asset is things you own. More on that in just a second. Liabilities is the last definition and is defined as things that cost you. A house is typically viewed as an asset, but can it actually be a liability? Yes. By the definition I used earlier, anything that costs you money is a liability, not an asset. But to answer your curiosity, yes, a house can be considered an asset. Hi, my name is Tim Sales. Do you know that there are very specific differences in what the poor, the middle class, and the wealthy buy with their money on payday? It's so simple yet so different it nearly knocked me out of my chair when I finally understood it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and you can evaluate for yourself why the wealthy keep getting wealthier and the poor keep getting poorer and the middle class are stressed out. To understand this, I need to make sure you understand some basic business terms in the way that I'm using them. The words that you need to know are income, which means money you bring in, expenses, which means money you spend, assets, which is the most confusing one. An asset is defined as something that pays you. If you're an accountant or a financial planner, I just raised your eyebrows a little because the traditional definition of an asset is things you own. More on that in just a second. Liabilities is the last definition and is defined as things that cost you. A house is typically viewed as an asset, but can it actually be a liability? Yes. By the definition I used earlier, anything that costs you money is a liability, not an asset. But to answer your curiosity, yes, a house can be considered an asset. When is it an asset? When it pays you money. If you were to buy a house and rent it out, and it paid you a positive cash flow every month, that would then be considered an asset. One more time on the definitions just to be very clear before we continue. Income is money you make, expenses are money you spend, an asset pays you, and a liability costs you. Now let's look at what the poor buy on payday. On payday, the poor buy what I'm going to call stuff. What is stuff? Inexpensive things that people buy that they don't really need to survive. You go into someone's house and you can't find any counter or tabletop space in the whole house because of all the stuff on it. You can't find a single foot of white space on any wall in their house because of all the stuff that's hanging on it. Where did they get this stuff? They bought it at the flea market, at the garage sale, at the dollar store, at the craft show. Their house and their car is full and cluttered with stuff. So income comes in on payday and then goes straight out the expense column to buy stuff. The poor really never educate themselves on assets and liabilities. The poor justify their buying all of this stuff by claiming that it costs so little. Yes, it was very cheap, inexpensive, not a lot of money, but over the years, it's all they ever had. The problem is their income never produced or created more income. I know this group very well because this was me. This was the way I was raised. I, in no way, am cutting or undermining this group of people or any other group. I just see a lot of financial pain out there and that need not be that way. I only want to help you, and hopefully you'll pass this information on to people you care about. Creating wealth is not a mystery. It's a formula. The only reason someone doesn't create wealth is because they don't know or don't apply the formula. Let's continue on and look at the middle class. The middle class is the group that society mistakenly thinks are the rich. They are not. Yes, they typically earn a six-figure income, but what they buy on payday keeps them prisoners of the middle class. What they buy on payday are liabilities. Remember the definition of a liability? Things that cost you? By buying liabilities, the money gets pushed up and out their expense column. Liabilities are items like cars, boats, houses, airplanes, credit card debt. Let me explain the way this happens. On payday, the middle class make a nice big paycheck. Let's say $15,000 for the month. They then split that down the middle and pay their monthly expenses with half, and with the other half, they make a down payment on a new car. The car costs $7,000 down, and after they tack on the insurance and the maintenance, that liability costs them $1,100 new every single month. A few months go by and they want a boat. then a vacation home, a Rolex watch on the credit card, a vacation on the credit card, and before you know it, their liabilities have raised the expense levels to near or above their income levels. They actually spend equal to or more than they make, meaning that they have to go to work and make a certain amount of money every single month because of their liabilities. The other important issue with both the poor and the middle class is that normally all of their income is dependent on their own effort, meaning they've educated themselves to exchange their knowledge and expertise for someone's money. Here's an example. An attorney is knowledgeable about law, so people pay him or her money in exchange for that knowledge on an hourly basis. The problem there is that if they're not, the attorney, sharing that knowledge with a client, then the attorney is not making any money. Their stress level is as tight as a piano string. And if you were to ask them to go to dinner with you, they very rarely can because of how much money it'll cost them to take that time off. On the surface, life is merry. The reality is that it's a roller coaster ride. That's the middle class. Now let's look at what the wealthy buy. On payday, the wealthy buy assets. Again, an asset is something that pays you. If you want to become wealthy, buy assets that then earn you more income. The money wheel looks like this. Buy assets that produce cash, that then buy more assets that produce more cash, that then buy more assets that produce more cash. The wealthy spend their money and buy things that produce more money. Here's a couple of examples of assets that produce more income. Investments are the obvious: stocks, bonds, real estate. Education is another asset. If you learn how to do something and actually do it, that produces more income. That's buying an asset. I heard a great expression once: if you think education is expensive, you should see how expensive stupidity is. Another example of assets you can buy that pay you is businesses, especially those businesses that can create a passive income. Passive meaning that once you build it up, it pays you whether you're still building it or not. A little example is if you buy a pinball machine and put it in a barber shop. You don't spend any of the profits. You save them until you can buy another pinball machine and put it in another barbershop. This, by the way, was Warren Buffett's first business. Warren Buffett, by the way, is one of the top 2 richest men in America. The wealthy are extremely eager to find those passive income businesses because it continues to pay them month after month, year after year, long after they've stopped working the business. That's actually the way I...
Hi, welcome to my webinar. So that was just an introduction to money, if you like, and the difference between assets and liabilities that most people don't seem to know. So today, principles that drive profit performance take your business from $5,000 a month to $50,000 a month in under 36 months. That's what I'm going to try and do. So why am I different? By the age of 23, I circumnavigated the world twice. I've lived, worked, traveled to 50 plus countries on 6 continents. I started working delivering newspapers and milk when I was 10 years of age. I came to UAE 26 years ago with a suitcase and less than $50 to my name. I spent 42 years in MENA, 26 of those in Dubai. My first 9 years here, I ran a maintenance facility for Sheikh Mohammed. I left in November 2004, and I've been freelancing ever since. December 2005, I started a small business, investing just 2,000 dirhams, around $500. By September 2006, I was bringing in about $25,000, $27,000 a month, but I was working a sub 20-hour month. I brought in $1 million in under 600 hours of work. The average person works 200 hours a month. So in the time they worked, 3 months, I made $1 million. What some people say about me: Mike has a wealth of knowledge to support any questions you put on the table. Jane Stacy Feder. I thought I had created the perfect business. I remember when I showed him, my business website and explained the services and work, Mike said, "That's the job, not a business." Mercy Joyce. Mike possesses an extraordinary, profound yet simple ability to distill the complex of advanced business strategy into simple, practical, and actionable steps for exponential business growth. Matthew. So Godwin, meeting with Mike has been one of the most productive things I've ever done with my time. I may not know you or what you do, but if you're wondering how to grow your business and make it more profitable, I can assure you Mike's got a huge chunk of the puzzle. So do you run a business that generates upwards of $60,000 a year? Are you fed up with the way your business is moving or not moving, as the case may be? Do you want to scale your business 10x in the next 3 years or less? If so, keep listening. Stay to the end and I'll do a 10-minute Q&A. I'll give business solutions to the first 3 people who ask a question. This is a guy I've been studying for the past 5-6 years. He hasn't made 21.7 billion. He's now made $30 billion for his clients. For me, he's the #1 marketing guy in the world. And Jay says, you're surrounded by simple, obvious solutions that can dramatically increase your income, power, influence, and success. Problem is, you just don't see them. You don't recognize them. So strategic optimization, getting your business to work for you. Same time or less, same effort or less, same opportunity or less, same resources or less, same access or less, same relationships or less, same capital or less. Every transaction, buyer, lead, client is worth different amounts. The challenge is we don't know what those different amounts are. And until you quantify the difference, you're either overpaying or undervaluing your clients and customers. 80% of products, probably closer to 90% of products and services are wrongly priced. You can't optimize unless first grasp scope of options, opportunities, choices, and possibilities available in each different category of your business. So you need to look at your business with a microscope, see which areas are profitable, breaking even, or non-profitable. So let's have a quick poll. So values. I've got to launch it, okay. So if you can see this, I don't know, can you vote? Does your business have strong values, vision, mission, and purpose statements that everyone believes in and lives in your company? Yes or no? Or if you don't know, what the heck's a value? Is that it? Everybody? 100%. Okay. So everybody says yes, they do have. Let's check. Okay, so how do we get rid of that? Right. So the foundations, how do you know how tall the building's going to be? Look at how deep they make the foundations. So the foundations of every business is values. So if your values are not set, then you're going to have a problem. If you don't believe in the values of the company you are working for, you're probably not going to give it your best. The #1 value of the most successful companies is integrity. Vision. A vision is a 3-year image, 3 to 5 year image of where you want to be in that time. So what are your goals? What do you want to be? Your mission is how you're going to get there, and your purpose, why do you exist at all? If someone is working for your company and they do not believe in your values, your vision, your mission, and your purpose, do you really think you're going to get the best out of them? Of course not. Right? Because everything they're doing is at odds with what their belief system is. So working hard versus working smart. Either you keep working harder and harder for your business, or your business is working harder and harder for you. Which do you want? Most people don't own a business. In reality, they just own their own job. The difference, if you think you're a business owner, can you take 2 weeks off, have absolutely zero contact with the office, decide you're enjoying yourself so much, extend it for another week, still have no contact with the office, come back, your business is still running, and you have more money in your account than you had when you left. If you can do that, you have a business. If you can't, basically you just own your own job. So what's the best way to get your business working harder for you? Work on what's called the geometry of the business. We'll get into this a little bit later. The challenge with most businesses is they look at their competition, what their competition are doing, and they do exactly the same. So everybody in the same industry tends to do things the same way. And they do not look at what other people in other industries are doing. Everything we do in business has the capacity to grow our business exponentially, but we're not looking at it in this way. So exponential geometric growth. Everything you do in your business, where possible, should be done in the exponential growth zone, which means whatever we do is multiplied by whatever we do later. But most people are doing things incrementally, little steps at a time. This is really slow, takes a lot of time, really expensive, and you know what? It takes you a long time to get anywhere. Exponential is much, much, much faster, and believe it or not, it's much easier. So what is beyond exponential? There are probably over a dozen specific categories of geometric business growth available today. With many categories, you can upsell, downsell, cross-sell, cross-pollinate. Are you doing this whenever someone comes to buy a product? Do you upsell, downsell, or cross-sell with them? Any one of these categories can produce an exponential geometric increase in your business and revenue, or revenue and profit. Right, sticking points. There are 9 sticking points in a business. Here are the top 3 reasons why businesses stagnate. Not incorporating growth thinking into everything a business owner does. They're not analyzing and saying, why am I doing this? What do I want to achieve when I do something? They're not measuring, monitoring, comparing, or quantifying the results they get. Let's go back to that. A lot of companies have a marketing budget, which I think is a really stupid thing to have. Because if, let's say, you spend $10,000 a month on marketing, but it actually generates $15K in profit, why would you stick at $10K? You now roll over the $15K, and that makes you $22K. You roll over the $22K, and you now got about $30K coming in. You roll over the $30K, you got $45K coming in. You roll over the $45K, you've got what? $60K coming in. It's not costing you any more than your initial $10K. But because people aren't marketing as such and looking at the results, they stick with a budget. Not having a detailed strategic marketing plan with specific performance growth expectations. The next 6 sticking points: poor leadership, poor business model, poor marketing. And a lot of marketing out here, the digital marketing companies say, they're not marketing, they're posting pretty pictures. Posting pretty pictures is not marketing, it's posting. Guys, there's a difference. Too small a market, they never differentiate, they never actually sit down and do the demographic psychographics. Who exactly are we want to target? If we say there's about 8 billion people on the planet at the moment, you need 0.00000, that's 5 zeros, 1%, to have 80 people a year joining your business. That's about 1.6 a week. Who are they? Find out who these people are and target. Talk to these people. Don't talk to everybody. They're not your market. A Me Too product. So what it means is you're doing exactly the same as what everybody else does. And you've got a poor distribution model. So multiplier versus diminisher. Business owners either multiply the situation, resources, opportunities, etc., or they diminish it. They're either making it better or they're making it worse. There is no status quo. Nothing remains the same. Everything is either getting better or getting worse by default. 12 strategies or pillars of strategic business growth. First one, continuously discovering and identifying hidden assets, overlooked opportunities in your business. They're there. I can guarantee you they're there. You're just not looking for them. Mining cash windfalls each and every month. Engineering success into every action you take or decision you make. Looking at everything you're doing and saying, when I do this, what do I want to achieve? Building your businesses on multiple profit sources instead of depending on one single revenue generating source. And we'll do more of this later. Being different, special, advantageous in the eyes of your clients. If you're not different, you are the same. If you're the same, you are if you're not different, you are a commodity. And commodities are always differentiated on price. Creating real value for your clients, employees, for maximum loyalty and results. A lot of companies measure customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is worthless. It's completely useless finding out whether your customers are satisfied or not. You don't want satisfaction, you want loyalty. You know that the product that has the biggest loyalty factor, it's Harley Davidson. The people who follow that brand tattoo it on their bodies. How many people do you see walking around with Apple or Google tattooed on their arms or their chest or their back? 7, gaining maximum personal leverage from every action, investment, time, or energy you commit or ever make. Networking, masterminding, brainstorming with like-minded, success-driven people who share real like experiences and shortcuts with you. If you have a mastermind group with 10 people in the room, each with 20 years of experience in business, that is 200 years worth of experience you can tap into. You are not going to live long enough to gain 200 years worth of experience. 9, becoming an idea generator and recognized innovator within your industry or market. 10, making growth thinking a natural part of your everyday business philosophy. Stop looking at actions. Stop setting actions as things you want to do during the day. Focus more on results. Say today, I want to get a client, or I want to get in contact with 3 people who are good prospects and talk to them. Don't say I'm going to send 10 emails, make 10 phone calls without having a specific purpose or end result you're going after. Reversing the risk for both you and your clients in everything you do, so the downside is almost zero and the upside potential is nearly infinite. One of the main reasons why people don't buy from us is perceived risk. So how can you remove the risk factor of doing business with you? There are companies out there who say, when you buy from us, if you don't get XXX results within a certain period of time, we will give you 125, 150, 200% of your investment back. That is a good risk reversal strategy. What's yours? Using small, safe tests to eliminate dangerous risks and adopting funnel vision instead of tunnel vision in your thinking. Optimization theory, highest and best. Time, 80-20 rules everything. 20% of what we do gives us 80% of our results. What is that 20% that we do that gives us 80% of our results? 20% of your clients are giving you 80% of your business. They're also giving you 80% of your headaches, by the way. Your market, 20% of your markets are giving you 80% of your profits. 20% of your products or services are responsible for 80% of your sales. What are they? There is a delusional belief tactics drive success. They don't. Most businesses I look at are tactical, and I have looked at over 1,000, probably closer to 2,000 businesses over the past 20 odd years. A tactic is nothing more than elongated promotion. It is very short-term thinking. People who use tactics are short-term thinkers. They want to bring money in now. They're not long-term, they're thinking now. But if you want to be strategic, you cannot build an enduring business by being tactical. 2 types of thinkers, 2-dimensional versus 3-dimensional. 2-dimensional think in terms of revenue minus cost, very short term. 3D thinkers think in terms of yield, think in terms of profit. How much am I investing versus how much am I getting out of it? Totally different thinking. You need to be a 3D thinker, not a 2D thinker. So let's do, okay. DGD. Oh. That's how we do it. Right. Ways to grow a business. Launch. So, how many ways are there to grow a business? 10 to 20, 20 to 50, 50 to 100, more than 100 different ways to grow a business. More than 100. Only one person voted? There's only one person here? Has everybody else left? Come on, guys. Wake up. Only one person voted? Okay. Right, ways to grow a business. right? You'll be surprised to know that there are only 6 ways to grow a business. There are 3 initial ways. The first one, increase number of clients. This is the one most people seem to focus on. This has been proven to be the slowest, the least effective, takes the longest time, and the most expensive. But this is where most people focus. Second, increase the average transactional value, not because we make more money, but because it is in the client's interest for us to give them what they actually need. So we need to look at everything from what we call preemptive. So we can sell the client a particular product, but that product might not be ideal for what they want. So we need to educate them and say, look, yes, I can sell you this, but it's not going to do what you want it to do. And the other one is increase the frequency of repurchase, get more residual value out of each client. So let's say you have 1,000 clients who buy a $100 product, they buy it twice a year. You have a revenue of 200K. Now let's just increase all 3 by just 10%. So we go from 1,000 to 1,100, from $100 to 110, and from twice a year to 2.2. We actually get a 33% increase from 200K to 266,200. Now let's just increase it again. So what we're going to do, we're going to increase from 1,000 to 1,333, 33% increase. We're going to go from $100 to $125. And we're going to double, or 50% increase, sorry, from 2 to 3 times. If we if we add up 33 and 25 and 50, that adds up to 108% increase. What we actually end up, because of exponentially growing the business, we end up with a 250% increase, and that goes from 200K to 498,750. So little increases on all 3 gives us a massive return on our revenue. 3 advanced ways. To do this, you've probably got to have been in business maybe 10 years and be making above 5 or 10 million a year, right? Penetrate a new market every year. Introduce a new product or service every year. And 3, purchase a competitor's or complementary business or asset every year. And there are ways to buy business assets with 0 money down. There are ways to do that. You can buy a business with 0 money down. Can we have more than one person? Right, stop sharing. MSIs. How many revenue generating activities does your business currently have? 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, more than 10. How many different streams of income do you have? So if we look at this, 1 to 3, okay. 5 to 10, 10 to 20. So 1 to 3. Wow, someone's got more than 10. Interesting. Okay, 5 to 10 streams. Okay. So this is called the Power Parthenon. So most businesses have one activity that generates most or all of their business. Let's say direct sales. And they use direct sales one way. So this is what's called the diving board philosophy. You can see it looks like a diving board. This is not a very stable structure for a business. With a single revenue generating stream, what happens when that one approach becomes less effective? There are a lot of companies out there blaming COVID for being in trouble. It is not COVID. COVID might be a factor, but it's not the reason. The reason their business is in trouble is because they have one activity generating the majority of their revenue. It is not a good way to be doing it. So with only one revenue generating activity, what happens if you want to increase growth by 20%? You're probably going to need 20% more effort, 20% more staff, 20% more money, 20% more advertising, 20% more everything. So what happens if we have many different activities or generating revenue? And here we have 10 different activities generating revenue. Now, what happens if we have each of those 10 having two streams of income? So now we actually have income coming in from 20 different avenues or streams. So which would be easier? Increasing 20 revenue streams 1% or increasing one revenue stream by 20%? Personally, I think it's going to be increasing 20 streams 1%. It's going to be really easy to get 1% more than it is to get 20% more. So, anybody here like to 10x their business? So take your business beyond exponential and create business wealth with minimal risk. Wow, okay. So Mastermind Group, Mastermind was formally introduced by Napoleon Hill in about 1926. In his book, Think and Grow Rich, Hill describes the mastermind principle as coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people who work towards a definite purpose in a spirit of harmony, harmony being the operative word. No two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third invisible, tangible force that may be likened to a third mind. Inc. magazine says the mastermind industry is at an all-time high. People want to be part of a private, exclusive group. They're seen by the majority of people as having an unfair advantage to getting ahead in business and in life. Inc. magazine. Some masterminds cost $100,000 a year, but people make easy 10 times that money. So elite mastermind group, break through restrictive barriers, dedicated to help you scale your business faster than you ever believed possible. So some of the principles I use have a 15-year record, 100%, dramatically increasing productivity, boosting employee and customer engagement, dramatic increase of revenues and profits. One of the first companies to join us were called Unsafe. You may not have heard them, but you've definitely used their products. Next time you fly, turn over and look at the back of the safety seat belt buckle on the plane. When they joined us, they were valued at £20 million sterling. In under 9 years, we increased that to 160 million. So they started at 20 million, we doubled it to 40, we doubled again to 80, we doubled it again to 160 million, all within 9 years, at which time the owner sold out, but he still attends the meetings. We have a 100% record of helping businesses double, triple, quadruple revenues within 2 to 3 years. The goal, help you take your currently monthly, yearly income and 10x it within the next 3 years. Restrictions, only one of each industry allowed per board. A maximum of 12 board members, only 7 seats left. I'm starting another board on the 5th of April. Do you qualify? You're currently running a business that generates upwards of $60,000, 220 dirhams a year. That's around $5,000 or 18,000 dirhams a month. If you do, if you would like to take that 60,000 a year and make it 600,000, or the 5,000 a month and make it 50,000 per month, I can help you do that. Mastermind goal, take 60K, turn it into 600K, turn the 5,000 a month into 50K a month. To do what it takes to turn your business into a reality. Are you ready? Are you willing to commit 2 to 3 hours a week in order to 10x your revenues in 36 months? So put yes in the chat. If you think, let's put that down there. So if you think committing 2 to 3 hours a week in order to 10x your revenues in the next 36 months, put yes in the chat. So before I reveal what it's going to cost, I want you to take a moment to think about what your life would be like if you were consistently generating 10 times more revenue than you are today. Where would you be living? What would you be doing? What would your life be like if you were making 10 times more revenue than you are today? So Leap Mastermind, what's the value? We meet twice a month, first and third Tuesday of every month. Each session's 90 minutes. Usually that's $1,000 a month. Hot seat session where someone within the group says, this is a challenge I have in my business. This is how it's affecting my business. This is what I've tried. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. This is what I want from the board. So if we got 10, 12 people in the room, and they say, I want 3 suggestions from everybody in the room of how I can overcome this, they're going to get at least 30 ideas that they can start working on. You'll get weekly strategy marketing exercises via email, 52 emails. That's worth 6,500. 87 business strategy diagnostic questionnaire that will really get you looking into your business. Profit multiplier system. That's about 30 odd questions about your business. Total value 25K. So in order to 10x your revenues, we just need to consistently increase profitability by a relatively small percentage. That's only 6.6% monthly, right? That's relatively simple to do. So what does it look like? Let's say you're making 18,000 dirhams a month. We increase it by 6.6%. That's 1,189. Second month, it's 19,000, 6.6. Third month, 6.6. Fourth month, etc. right? It would be nice if we could do that starting the first month. Realistically speaking, I don't think we're going to be able to. But let's just say we can do it from the 4th month onwards. So from the 4th month onwards, you're generating these sort of figures, and we carry this on for the next 32 months. At the end of 32 months, you will have made, or be making, 600,000 a year. So that's interesting. Where did that go? Okay. I can't see the poll. Okay, we're not going to do a poll. This is what we're aiming for. 4th month, 5th month, 6th month, 7th month. Okay. So what's your investment? I'm not going to ask you for 3,000 a month. I'm not going to ask you for 2,000 a month. I'm not going to ask you for 1,000 a month. I'm not even going to ask you for 500 a month. Okay? Your investment is only 300 a month. And if you do it right, after the 3rd or 4th month, you'll be making enough money to cover this. After the first few months, providing you do what I suggest, you'll be making more than that anyway. So after the first couple of months, it's not going to be costing you anything. So to find out if you qualify, DM me. So send me a message. This is my mobile number. And so you can either WhatsApp me or connect with me on LinkedIn. So let me put this in the chat. And last one. When going beyond exponential is scientifically proven and doable, being satisfied with incremental or no growth seems tragic. So Q&A. Oh, anyone still here?
Yeah, I'm still here, Mike.
Good. Oh, good. Someone's still here. Great.
Yeah. Yes,
I don't know. So I'm still doesn't seem to be streaming on stream.
No, you are actually. I've seen it through LinkedIn. You were streaming.
Okay.
But actually, we are the only people that we can. People on Zoom that we can take the poll.
Yeah, I know, but
hear me. If you're not on Zoom, you can't see the poll. So that's why you have to keep switching between LinkedIn and Zoom.
so this is me, I think. So I should be live streaming. I should be able to see me live streaming. Oh, I can. Yay! Except that I seem to be frozen. Technology hates me. What to do? So does anybody have any questions? There's a bit of delay on it.
That's what
Gail,
I said.
thank you for joining us. I don't know what happened to Andrea. So let me see if I can get me live. Okay, there's me live. How do I check if anybody's asking questions?
You're gonna have to do it after the live, I think. We'll go back to your LinkedIn comments and see if there are any questions there and answer them after. I don't think.
Sorry, I Can't hear you very well. So, nobody any questions? So I will stop going live. How do I do that?